So let's see quick demo. So here I just build a student management system in Flutter application. So here my Android application is running, and this is that web application, and this is a Windows application, and there is any other also platform it will be run. Okay, so let me test it over here. This all three environment because I'm using Windows. So first let me using that Android application, and here I will try to new student. So let me add like Ellen, and the age would be over here as a 20, and then grade would be A. Okay, and then once I add, now see these are new student got edit. Even if I want to edit something, so once I click the edit icon, I can able to edit. Suppose for example ln1, and then update it, so also got updated. And once I trying to delete, so simple I can left side over here, that pop-up will appearing, and in this pop-up in this pop-up you can just choose the confirmation like what you want. So I want to cancel, so it will cancel, it will delete, so it could be a delete. Even we have another option which we can refresh, so that will be a refresh. Like for example, let me delete some other item, and once I refresh, so those are data will be come back. Okay, so this is a refresh function also over there. Even once I click tab on any of that student, so it will be given that complete the next navigation list, navigation page. We are able to see that a particular student details. If I go back, so it should be go back as well, right? So similar same feature and all, every platform will work over here, will support it. Even if I test it in the browser as well, let me see, let me try to delete. Yeah, see, it is delete. Even I delete other records, even I refresh, so it's got refresh as well. If I want to add, so it can be added. Similar window application, I want to add it, so I can edit as well. So let me add it, and once you edit, if I want to delete, so I can delete as well, right? So there's also as a refresh button, so which can be refreshed, so all that platform. So that we will build over here in this session. So let's go for the implementation. But before implementation, I'm especially recommend, if you first time visit my channel, so go to my channel, which is .NET Real World Example, and here I actually last time I just create a one session where I can show you how easily you can set up or install our Flutter applications, and Flutter recommendations, or prerequisitions steps. So those are things you can just simply set up over here. Now you can uh, further move further. Okay, so let's moving to implementation. So what I need to do first I just open a VS Code, because last time I show you how we can easily create application in VS Code. Even if you want to create application, you can simply create application in our command prompt, command line as well. So what I will do, simply I'll just create a new application. So for the new application, what you can do, so you can just go to this command like Control Shift and P. So let me create a Control Shift and P, press from here, and you have to choose this Flutter new project. Click on that and choose that application, and in here just create a let me choose any project folder. And once you project folder, you can just give it a name, like for example Flutter school management system, right? And just simply hit enter. First time you will see there's a nothing over here, but after just creating, see here, just create a command and all using the dot language, so it will just create a complete structure of that project. So now see, my project got created over here. I'll give them some idea over here project structure about. So here, whatever that our platform over here, that is creating a separate folder over here, like Android, iOS, Linux, macOS, and web, and Windows. So those are their dependencies files, and all keep it in this folder. And here one more important file over here, which is YAML file, which is just keep it your dependencies, whatever the dependencies is the project, they keep it over here. And there is a main, so this is that main folder, which is a lib, and inside this is a main we can say that's main file, right? And in this main file, basically there's a few things over here, like see, this is that main this is an entry point, we can say. And this entry point actually call that my app, and this is that my app in here, and this is a root visit of that applications. Okay, and in this root visit application, whatever we defined over here, so that it will be populated over here, right? And over here, see, root visit will be called over here, this main home page visit, which is a stateful over here. So similar kind of this just flow over here, like how actually they are getting and populating our data. And after that, just create create a stateful over here, like create a state method and call your class, like which is a my home state visit, right? So in this my home state visit, it will just implement whatever you want. So I just simply, actually default is simply implement over here, like increase counter and all. So let me start to our final implementations. So what I need to do first, let me ensure that the application is running perfectly or not. Okay, so for that, what you can do, simply you can just click on this section over here where is a just device, right? So as of now there is a no device, so just choose the device, and here you can able to see whatever your device over here. So don't worry about that if you not set anything, so you can you can watch my previous session. So I'll just run this application simply in a window application or that browser, or even if you want to run this mobile emulator as well. So let me run this as a Windows application to ensure that it is working fine, and then run to without debugging mode. Finally run my application as a Windows desktop application. Now see, and it is just simple functionality, just increment button over here, and once I click, now see it has got increment, right? So that we have to change it to this complete functionality with by our student management system. So just close and stop this application over here and run it to Android, so that we can start our implementation side by side. So for that, let me choose again over here and choose that Android emulator, and my Android emulator is running over here. And once run, then simply I can just run without debugging mode. So application got running in Android emulator, and I just keep it side by side so that my editor and now my emulator, whatever changes if I changes over here, that should be reflect over here. Okay, so first just I'll show you how actually got change it over here. So this is that main visit, and if we scroll down, and this is my the main page title over here, right? So this is main page, and if you want to change the title, you can change it. So simply I can change it to Flutter home page. I can remove that and save it. Okay, now see, immediately it got reflected. Okay, so what I can do, first of all, I just remove this functionality, complete functionality, so that I can show you, I can I can start to from the scratch, and also just remove everything. Okay, and also remove unnecessary code. And don't worry about that, whatever I will code writing over here, whatever I will implement, I'll share it in there. Okay, so first of all, I required import few package, so which will can identify what are the platform actually it's running your application. So for that, I need to this two package. One is this this dart.io platform, and another one is for this, which is actually identify, okay, this is running your application in our web application. Okay, and then further I don't need to change anything over here because this is fine. And just little bit down, and here the root visit of that application, and here also I don't need to do anything. And just little bit down, this home page also is fine, nothing we have to do that. And after this home page, okay, so here what I'll do, I'll just simply create I need to create a model class, so that whatever model class I need to bind it, I have to just create. So I'll just create this student class over here. So simply I can create like that, or there is another way also, that way I will do in future to clean up my code, like they will keep it in a separate file. And but this is my first session to implement Flutter application, so that's why I just keep it in here to understanding perspective. Next I will just initialize some data, dummy data over here. So let me create a model student list over here, and in the student list simply Copilot also give the suggestions over here. So yeah, see, now just I created in a few student list which have this student informations, right? And once you're done, now go down, and also this is that main home page, right? So let's just decorate over here so that you can understand like what is that. Okay, so this is the main home page visit, which is a stateful. There's actually two type of visit over here, that is stateful visit and that is stateless visit, right? So basically we'll use where I don't want to change anything, so there I can keep it, stateless, and where I want to change it anything, so there I need to keep it, stateful visit. Okay, so further what I can do, this is also fine. Let me just remove unnecessary space over here, right? And once you go down, so here actually basically this is that part over here, and here I want to implement the our implementations. Okay, so let me decorate also this guy, like this is a state for my home page, right? And this is state for my home page. First of all, I need to declare these three things. Okay, means whatever first actually I want to show the list, so I'll just declare as a list over here, like list of a student, and then it is a edit student, and also because for edit functionality also we have to achieve, right? So that's why I'm using the edit student, and then also edit index, like which is student I want to edit, right? And then further what I can do, I need to create few functions. So first function I will create over here, which is dialog box, which will show the dialog box adding or editing a student. Okay, so let me create a one function. So I'll not writing complete code over here because that will take a more time. That's why I'll just saving my time over here. So let's see, but I'll explain everything over here. See, I just created this function over here, and this is just show dialog box, right? And which is expecting student and index. Okay, and in here I just created a three controller, like the text editing controller over here, which is a name, age and grade. And then this is a show dialog box. This is actually the visit, and in this visit actually there's a parameter, and again we have to supply that visit, right? So this is a concept actually Flutter application. So visit inside visit, visit inside visit. Okay, and this is simply we are returning to that alert dialog box, which can be show that titles, and this is the contents, what kind of contents you can. So I'll just using as a single child view content, and then what kind of design you want. So I'll just want as a column design, like a horizontal design, and then we have set some sizes and all. And this is the children's, and this children actually we have to specify whatever that your label or text box, right? So those are things you can just simply specify like this way. Okay, so in this children's you can just specify by text field. So this is for that names, this is for that that age, and this is for that grades. Okay, and finally this close that that one and single view, and after that there's actions. Okay, so in this actions, in this suppose I'm just creating a one model, pop-up model, and this have this two action like cancel or okay or submit, right? So those are actions also we can create in this actions. So this is a text button, right? So in this text button we have to just specify, okay, this is cancel, and whatever the navigations we can remove over here, right? So on press whatever, keep it in, and then remove that. Okay, and then I'll just create an evaluator button which have to just take a confirmation. Okay, once I confirm, right, because this is the cancel one, and this is for that that submit one. So in this submit one, what I will do, if I press that okay or add, right? So if you add, so I'll take that all that input from that form controller, and then simply I am to add this list, and I'm using, this is that important part actually. See, so set state, that means so whatever data you want to update or you want to change it in this state. So this is that function actually this providing over here the budget this Flutter. So they are handling that changing that your data, right? And then finally navigate to prompt, that's it. And then this is just child text, where just add or edit, it will show that button. Based on the text box, it will show that button, right? So this is simple, and then finally it is close, right? So this is one method which will show that student dialog box. Okay, don't worry, I'll show you where I need to call it, but yeah, first let me create all that function, and then another function I'll just create for delete student dialog box. Okay, so let me just decorate a message over here. So yeah, show that confirmation dialog and delete the student if the confirmations. Okay, so for that again I need to create another method. So let me create this. So this is another method, again delete confirmations, which will expect that as an index, and again it will show that show dialog box, and there's a couple of parameter like okay, context, builders, and in this builder this is a alert, dialog box, which will can indicate okay, are you sure want to confirm, like it is just asking to as a content, sure the want to confirm. And again this is the actions which will define this cancel button, and this is that evaluator button to confirm, right? If you press OK, so they will update the student list, right? They will remove the data from student list, and they will close it, right? They will close that navigation or that pop-up. And then finally this is the text of the delete, and this is the style. That's it, right? And once this done, now we record another one which is a show student details. Okay, so that most probably required in later, as of now not required, but yeah, let me just create it because I don't want to create again all that function which I required. Okay, so let me just create another function which is show student details dialog box for web or desktop, or a new skin for mobile. Okay, so this will handle actually both, all that platform. So let me just quickly create a method over here, and let me show you. Okay, so if you scroll up, okay, now this is that important actually. So if you see over here, so I just specify if it is Windows, web, and what others, if it is web or Linux or Mac OS, so then it will support this dialog box, because these are two type of dialog box will be open for mobile and or Windows desktop, right? So that's why we define over here that specify that platform. Okay, and this dialog box again we have to define that context builder and titles and children's, right? So these are the designs and all, and whatever the text box over there, right? So we have to specify, and again we have to specify this content as a horizontal row column, which can define age, grade, and all, right? And this is that action, again we have to specify the actions. And finally else condition over here, I need to call another function which will support to mobile, because mobile does not support this style and this this dialog box, right? So that's why we have to create another function which can be used for mobile only. Okay, so end of this file, outside of this file, just defined over here, right? Screen show that is student details, and here what I'll do, I'll just simply create that student screen, which will be support for mobile. Okay, so let me open it. Okay, yeah, so simply I just create another stateless visit over, because we don't want to change anything. And here I just simply use the scaffolding over here, and in this scaffolding I'm using the row. Okay, and also define the background, and in this background we use that body, which will show the center, and also using the child property, which will use that card property, card visit. And in this card visit we just showing that shape and all, and also this padding style and all, right? So this is just support for that mobile, right? Whatever that age and that other property, right? So which will support in mobile, so that's why we design like that. Okay, so that is fine. Let me close that and go up to in our implementation. Okay, now see, it is gone, error has gone. Okay, so like this way we have to implement. Let me collapse. Okay, after completion your three method, like this is that complete functionality we already achieve in this method. Okay, so then you have to go to down in this visit builder context, and in this builder context also let me just clean up code. Okay, and yeah, let me clean up code even. Yeah, I think that is fine. So first let me create a visit over here, right? So this is that visit, and in this visit first of all I need to refresh that page, right? So whenever the page, if I scroll down, it should be refresh. So for refresh I need to create one functions over here. Okay, and that function look like this, simple, right? I just use the futures and that refresh and using the async and using that set. So here simply see I'm just using the refresh method and just update our list using that, and this refresh function we will use in our functionality. Okay, and just scroll down little bit here. So now we will implement over here based on our platform specific. Okay, so as of now we are getting some error, don't worry, because I just missing this uh, this formatting and also this curly braces which is missing in a down. So don't worry, one by one we'll implement and then we'll fix it. Okay, so first I just defined for that mobile, right? So for mobile simply I can use one of that code which I have. So let me use this code because it will, if I write down, so it will take so much time. Okay, and scroll up. Okay, so simply you can just put this condition if it is Android and iOS. So what we will do again, we will use this student visit whatever we have defined over here, and then using that refresh indicator, so that once I drag and down, so it will show. And also see is on refresh property we have to define our refresh mechanism over here. And then again this is a design like child, we using child, and then item count, item builders, right? And then also it is a dismissible dismissible, which will actually when once I drag to right or left, so it will be show that pop-up message, right? So which is that delete confirmation over here, right? So yeah, first let me just fix that issues so that I can show you what look like over here. So if you see there is a scaffold, right? So let me just modify this one because this is that important. Okay, so let me modify this. So if you scroll up and go to that my home page state, now see I just close this because see this is a state for home page, like this is the complete functionality, but what I did by mistakenly I just close it over here, right? So let me remove that, and once you remove and save it, so if you scroll down, now see error has gone and it looks good. Okay, and for running perspective, let me run this application. I think it's close, I guess, or let me hot reload. Okay, so let me hot reload, might be okay. I think somewhere I'm just missing to calling this student visit, so let me fix that. So there is one error, right? So which is just it is saying like, okay, this is student visit we have to declare. Okay, so the problem is over here. Let me uh, just create the else block, and this else block when you save it, and now see this is I'm just defining over here that Android and all, right? So similar I need to define another functionality which is for like web applications. Okay, so for that web applications, not web application, I think the default one I'll just keep it for desktop application. Simply pasted this is the my code, right? So this is for that web sorry default would be desktop one. So again it is just simple, I'm using that student visit, and yeah, and also see if you observe now, see once I change this, so automatically got populated. Even if I refresh, so refresh also is there. Even once I click, now see the click functionality also working. Even if I just click add, so add also is there, and there is this two button, that actions. Okay, so now I just implement for desktop and mobile. Similar, if you go to that code, it is just similar like of that. Okay, so don't worry, I'll just run the desktop application as well, but I'll show you like how actually we are building over here. This simply again they using that rows and get the data, and after that get the data cell row, and then we are trying to bind that the functionality and all over there, right? And this is a data cell where we binding the data, right, the row and data. So this is that mechanism where we can just bind the data. Okay, and one last thing actually we have to do over here, for else if, right, because for bab also I need to do something, right? So for bab, case bab, because I just define on the top. Now remove this guy. Okay, and here in this section, like suppose first is mobile. If it is mobile, so this function would be run, right? This code will be support, and then for bab it will be support for here. And for that, let me grab that code, because there is a number lines of code. So let me just add. It's similar, like if you understand the concept as like visit, right? So everything is a visit. Like again, see, just you define that student visit, and the single child single child view, and then scroll directions, and then also and take a child for the data table, and this is the columns, and this is the row, get the data, and this is the tab functionality of that particular section, and this is children's, right? So this is a common functionality which we can bind this as a table over here. So simple. I think we are good right now. Everything is just implemented, and also if you see the functionality, it should be work expected. So let me check this one first over here. Add new student. So or let me ln, and then 22 or b. Okay, and then once we add, now see this new record got created, and also that look feel also better, whatever you want. But if you want to change that this thing, so see, this is the place. Like if you see over here, this is scaffolding. In the scaffolding you can just change it to your color and all over here, right? So you can simply change it. And what I can do, I just make sure it's edit also working fine, like one update it, yeah, it is also working fine. And also delete functionality, let drag and then delete, yeah, that delete also it's working expected in the mobile. And once I refresh, got refresh. Similar, I'll check to that another environment, like for example on the platform. So let me open is bab and run this, for that run without debugging. So I'm getting some error, right? And yeah, let's try to fix it. So basically this problem look like this is that ordering issue. Like first if I trying to do this, like this platform, so basically they want first to that part. Okay, so what I'll do, I can simply just copy over here, or just yeah, just take it first your uh, bab application first. Okay, so let me cut from this. Okay, and let us scroll down, scroll up, paste it that, and then we can just use else if, and yeah, just remove that. Okay, cool. And here if I just save it, so now let me check, this is for bab, or yeah, this is for bab, this is for this, and this is for this. Okay, cool. And now go back to here. Now see, so might be the order actually, its platform actually supported like this order, right? That's why this problem. But yeah, I just observe now. But yeah, just make sure if your platform is specific error like this way, so just keep it first in a bab, then your mobile, and then finally put your the desktop. Okay, in this sequence. Okay, why this sequence I don't know, but yeah, that is the solution over here for now. Okay, so my desktop application also is not desktop, that web web application also looks good. Let me add name, age, grade, something h, or let me capital letter K and add it. Now see, it's over there. Edit, delete, yeah, delete also working, edit also working, yeah, and delete and delete and refresh. Yeah, don't worry, I'll just fix this one, like how I can fix it, right? Because see, as of now it is just showing a debug banner, right? So that will remove it. And then last one we have to test for Windows application. Okay, desktop application, so choose that, run this application as a desktop application and minimize this and run this all that together so that we can see all that functionality is working, all that platform is working perfectly. Okay, so running my application over here, let me minimize that little bit so that I can show you in this one screen all that platform. Okay, so now my desktop, and if I want to delete, yes, perfectly. If I just cancel, nothing is happen. If I edit, yes, it is edit, update, yeah, got updated. If I want to add, also it's add, yeah, perfect. And if I delete, refresh, yeah, that means this all that functionality is working fine, but all that platform. And yeah, that's all I guess. Yeah, so for this session it's perfectly fine, but yeah, let me go through one more time. Simply nothing you have to do, just import your okay, I think this is extra, or yeah, just wrap up I guess. Okay, so simply you just import this, right, with this two platform specific package you need. And then this is just common thing, like call your app, main app, and this is that main app. And in this main app you can just specify your home control, home page. So this is your home page, and you just declare your model and just keep it your data. And in the upcoming session will remove from in memory and will connect in our Firebase DB or other DB to get the data over here. And final, this is that main home page visit, and in this main home page visit you just create a state and call it your main home page, like a state for home page. And here we just defined your properties, like whatever the property we required, and we have declare three function which will responsible for the show that student, for the add editing, and also delete confirmations, and also show the details things. Okay, so I think that we haven't checked. Okay, so let me go back. Okay, so once I click this, now see the delete details of that particular student, it is also over there. So let me check for this here, Windows. Okay, yeah, that is also fine. Even Android, I guess we already checked it. Yeah, that's perfectly working fine, right? So this is that one, like student details page. And this is the refresh mechanism which you can just refresh in the corner. And also if I mobile, you can just drag and you know uh, no, drag to in the bottom. And then this is a specific code for that all that platform, right? So you can just modify your design and all based on your platform specific over here. And this is that final scaffolding where that app bar and all the body where you want to show that container and all, like the in the center design and all, you can just set it over here, right? And also yeah, this is that student visit, and this is that both those action button and all, here that action button like add button and all. So that's pretty much good. And this is that for mobile supported dialog box over here, right? So that's all, and this is it. But yeah, in upcoming session we'll do this complete application on any application. Actually we will build from using AI, which is completely free, using that VS code and all. Okay, so that's all for this session. Have a nice day and thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share.